All right, let's see if we can get everything up and going here. Hello and welcome. Oops, sorry. Yeah, seems like we got sound working. Let's get this over. Of course, we do need some music. Wonder where I put my stream bits collection. Here we go. Stream. Let's try that again. Here we go. There we go, and let's try to put that in here. So we should have some music going. Lower the music and up the voice. Absolutely. Let's try to do like this and see if we can get down the music a little bit. Here we go. All right. So we have some lower music and higher microphone. Is that better? Much better. Great, thank you very much. So here's the module. It's not perfect, but I think it's a good start. So I've just split up everything. I have a module manifest which has some metadata about my module. I have my PSM1, which is just some code that will load all my scripts when you load the module. And then we have some prefix code. So this will run when the first happens. We will set a last seen value to the min value, like basically 0. And then we have these two auth URLs, because either you can talk to the authenticator servers in the US or in China. And those are the only one I know of so far. So my assumption is that either you're in China and you'll use the China authentication servers, or you're not in China and then you'll use the USA ones. We'll see if maybe they get some service going in Germany or something in the future. And then we have some simple classes. So we have a Tesla seat class just to keep track of which seat is which. Because in the API, when you put on seat heating, you can say seat 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can never remember which seat is which. So I just made a small enum saying like driver is 0, passenger is 1, and so on. We also have a Tesla vehicle class. I started working on this. I'm not sure I'm gonna continue on it, but I started building out classes for like every response I got from the API, and I'm a little bit torn because there's a lot of work to build all these classes. So at the moment we're just working with PS custom objects instead. Then we have a bunch of private functions. So we have an auth helper script with a lot of functions, and I actually think I got this almost working like yesterday evening. So we'll see if it works. We got some helper functions like get a random string, convert to SHA-256 hash, convert to hex, convert to base64. We have 4 authentication methods. When we get a token from Tesla now with the new authentication servers, we need to get a login info that basically starts a login session. And from that login session, we get a bunch of form fields, which I just return in a dictionary object here. And I also save my web session. So any cookie I get, I will also save. Then I take all that cookie and the form field that I need to fill in, and I run the get Tesla auth code. This will talk to, hang on. Oh, we're using region here, good. Thought we forgot about the region part. So here I supply a username and password in plain text. That's just how it works, and I haven't bothered to work with any secure strings or credential objects in the internal private methods here. We get the base URI and we get some query strings going. We put in the code challenge, which is the SHA-256 hash of the random string that we generated and sent in the first call. We get some scopes and a login state, which is the other random string that we generated. Whoops. I'm so used to having my microphone on this side, and then for some reason I moved it to this side like 2 days ago, and I still haven't really got used to having it here. So I'm colliding a bit. Then we're doing a web request. I tried to send this as JSON, did not work. So let's remove that one. So this needs to be in something called form URL encoded content. So that's basically a long text string saying like value equals something space value equals something, and everything is URL encoded. So weird characters are replaced with percent and numbers and stuff. We have a user agent. We take the session from the previous call, which contains our cookie, and we say maximum redirection. And this is a little bit weird. I'm not sure why this works or how it works. Well, I'm fairly sure I know how it works, but not why it is like this. And then we send in some headers. So the thing is, when I call this web request, that will respond with HTTP 302, And in the 302 request, there is a header called location. And in that location, there is that's a query string that contains a code. And that is the code I'm looking for to start the actual auth code flow, or whatever it's called. So what we need to do is to run the invoke web request and then do maximum redirection 0, which will not follow the redirect. It will only get the redirect. But then invoke web request will throw if we get a 302, because it will treat that as an error since we're not allowed to redirect. So if we get a HTTP 200 back, then we'll check if the content contains the word passcode. If it does, then that means we get an MFA challenge. And then we have some code missing here. I haven't really gotten that far yet, and I kind of had to disable MFA on my account to get this working today. I'll see if I get this part implemented next weekend. I realized that coding like authentication mechanism on stream is kind of hassle, because every time I do, I accidentally leak my password or tokens or something, and yeah, I have to change my password and revoke my tokens all the time. Boring. So the plan is that this one should actually throw an error saying we got a redirect. And that's when we get down to the catch here. And I'm only catching a HTTP response exception. So if I get like a weird HTTP response, then we will end up here. And then we'll check if the status code is actually a redirect. If it's a redirect, then we will get this weird location header. And we will convert that to a URI. And if that has a value, then we will use the parse query string method from the HTTP utility to parse the query string. And that basically takes the query string, which is like something equals to something else, and an ampersand, then something equals something else, and so on. And it spits out actual names and values. And then we use the get method to get the value of the code. So hopefully that will return as a code, and if that code is not null or empty, we'll just return code. So that will give us an authentication code. That code can then be converted to a auth token. So we take that token and we build a new web request, and we send in the authentication code here. And then we get an access token for the authentication endpoint of the real API. So far, the only thing we have done is proven who we are, and we got an ID token back. The ID token is a JOT token or JWT, which contains my account information, like my email address and my claims, like what I have access to. And I get an access token. And this access token is only valid for 300 seconds. So I can use it for, what is that, like 5 minutes. And then I need to use the get Tesla access token to actually call the old authentication API. So this is the OAuth API from the owner API, the API that we are actually working with. And then we say that we are authenticating using this JWT or JOT bearer token. We give it a well-known client ID and a client secret. These aren't really a secret, because these are just identifiers that the Tesla app uses to talk to the Tesla API. So basically every implementation of API client talking with Tesla uses the same ID and secret. So this is not secret. even though it's a secret. And then we create an authorization token, and we invoke that, and that gives us an access token and a refresh token back, and we also get a expiry time. So in the content we get something expires in, and that's number of seconds it will expire in, and we also get a creation time, which is this content.created time, which is Unix file time. So we convert that, and everything should be great. So that's what we've done since the last stream, and now I'm thinking we should test and see if this actually works. So connecting to Tesla, I have a connect Tesla. Probably don't need this anymore, so let's clean that up a little bit. The connect Tesla takes either a credential object, a refresh token, or an access token. If I get a credential object, I will call all these methods we just went through, and I will get a token back. If I call it with a refresh token, there is some code missing. You're welcome to fill it in if you want to. If I call it with an access token, it will just store that token in a token variable, and when we're done, whatever is in the token variable, it will either be this access token and refresh token, or just the access token. And we save that to a module variable called Tesla configuration. So this will just like keep the token in memory. And if I add a pass-through parameter, that will also output a token to the screen, which I hopefully won't do during the stream. Then I have this export Tesla context, which basically converts all this to JSON and then converts everything to a secure string, so it's encrypted. And then I output the encrypted string into a file, and the file is just here. So the point of this is that you're only supposed to be able to open this file if you are the same user on the same computer that exported it. Unless you're doing this on a Linux OS, then you probably can't use this environment variable. You have to supply your own path, and there is no real encryption built in, so you just have to make sure that you protect the file. And that also has an import Tesla context. So the thing is, if I open up a clean PowerShell here, and I do like import module, and I'll just import the module directly from my dev source. Get module shows us that we have my Tesla loaded, and then I can do import Tesla context. And that should import the context from my cache or my saved file. And now I can do like get Tesla vehicle, and that returns my vehicle information. As we can see, my car is currently asleep, so I'm going to start the app in my phone, connect the charger, and then I'm going to do resume Tesla. So this sends a wake-up call to the Tesla, and we can see it's still asleep. If I want to, I can do the same thing again, or I can do dash wait. And if I do dash wait, it will actually loop and wait for like first 2 seconds, and then 4 seconds, and then 9 seconds, and then I don't know. Like I increased the wait time a little bit for each iteration. And now you can see that my car is online, and I'm able to talk to it. So I can do like get Tesla climate state, for instance, and that gives me the climate state in the car right now. We can see it doesn't have defrost mode. It has a target temperature of 21.5 degrees Celsius. And yeah, there is no conditioning or heating on at all, which makes sense because it's standing by itself out in the parking lot. All these commands are using an ID parameter where I can supply a car ID, so I can choose which car. But since I only have access to one car, I do get Tesla vehicle, and I get an ID here, and then I can do select Tesla vehicle and just supply the ID, and that will be saved into my context. So that's saved, and when I import it, I get my context back again. And that reminds me, I wonder if I can do this. Get Tesla vehicle, pipe, select Tesla vehicle. That did not work. All right, so I think that's the first thing to look at. We have a select Tesla vehicle. It's super simple. It has one parameter of an ID. It validates that the ID only contains numbers, because vehicle IDs are only numbers. And it also validates that the ID is between 11 and 200 characters long. Why I validate the length is because you have actually two IDs here. You have one ID and one vehicle ID. And the API wants this one, not that one. And since this one is less than 11 characters, I just use that as a as a validator, because if someone accidentally uses this number, it will fail and say you can't select that one. Let's see, this has one, so the ID here should do value from pipeline by property name, I think. Unless get Tesla vehicle. Let's see if I can cast this as a string. I can. That's why. So let's remove this part. Because if I remember pipelining correctly, if I pipe something like an object to this command and a parameter has value from pipeline, then PowerShell will see if the object that comes from the pipeline is of this type or can be converted to this type. And if it can be converted to this type, it will convert to this type and then it will use it. So these are the 522 characters that we saw, which isn't what we want. So let's try this without instead. And I wonder if we can do import module-force, and hopefully it will. Copy this and paste again. Not sign in, of course. Import Tesla context. I'm not a better typist than I was last time. Get Tesla vehicle. We're online. Pipe select. Tesla vehicle. Ha! Perfect. That's another one working. Not sure why I got that blame Let's leave it. So that's the select, and then we have all the others. I think most of them should work more or less the same. So as far as I know, there haven't been any large changes to the API. So let's see if we can get the unofficial documentation. Indoor Tesla API. I will soon get this to the right screen. Here we go. Let's try again. There we go. So this is a guy called Timdor that has, well, actually on the whole name, but he has a lot of documentation around the API. So I'm just going to look through the API and make sure that we have everything we want, and then I'm gonna make sure the module is fairly ready to release, and hopefully we can start planning on some automation. So we have the get vehicle data, I think. Yep. We have the charge state. We have the climate state. Yep. We have the drive state. We don't have the GUI settings. I wonder if yeah, it could probably be useful. So let's get one of those. Actually going to be lazy and do some copy pasting here. So let's get Tesla GUI state right. That, and get Tesla GUI state like this. We need an ID, and if the ID is not supplied, we will get it from the Tesla configuration. And there, my light died suddenly. Oh well. Yep. Yeah, you'll have to live with me half lit. And this should be the same, and then we need, where did we have it? There we are. So we need this fragment instead. API, vehicles, ID, data request, GUI settings. Shouldn't be too hard. There we go. And we need to wake up the car if it's not already woken up. I actually have some logic there. Let's make sure that is still as I remember it. So resume Tesla vehicle. It actually does not look at the cache. That's no good. I wonder if I have Invoke Tesla API. So this is the one function that gets called over and over again. That is the actual wrapper around the API. So this is supposed to be the one that we always used. See, here is the logic. If wake up is present, so if we are asked to wake up, then we will look if the car has been seen since within the last 8 minutes, because it usually doesn't fall asleep within 8 minutes. But that might have changed because I realized this morning that the car went back to sleep really fast. So we'll see if this still works. Otherwise we have to tweak that a little bit. But let's see, I don't think we need this at all, and actually. Instead, we're just going to invoke the API, give it a fragment, get and -auth to tell it that we want to be authenticated, and then we do -wake. Was it wake? Wake up. Get QE state. Come on, there we go. I think I did a boo-boo. Let's see. So here we do the charge state, and that is the charge state, and this is the GUI state, and this is, yeah. Sorry for that. Let's change this back. Get Tesla charge state. This should be a charge state. And this should go there. Okay, let's make sure we made this right. Get charge state, charge state, charge state, authenticate, and wake up. There we go. And then we do GUI settings. GUI state, GUI state, GUI settings. Maybe we should call it. Yeah, we should probably call it GUI settings, not GUI state. Settings, like that. And that means we need to rename this one. Settings. Hopefully that should work. Let's go back to our terminal, do import module. Let's just add a import Tesla context. Vehicle unavailable. Resume Tesla. Yeah, so that's the cache I was talking about. Now it's online, and ooh, working. Awesome. So we need to do something about this cache. We can't have it like this. Apparently it falls asleep in less than 8 minutes. So I wonder, I put that, yeah, hi, sorry, Collie Jocks. Cool. Yeah, I'm writing a Tesla module. My goal is to, my ultimate goal is to have a really cool button. So I want a box with a button on it, and the button should have like, maybe, you know, one of those airplane buttons where you can like lift a protective shield and just press the button. And that should be my launch button. So when I press the button, there should be a small, like a system on a chip computer inside the button, which will connect to my Wi-Fi and call my API, which I will build in this stream, and that API should put my car into launch mode. And I'm not talking about launch mode like the start fast. I talk about get ready to go away from home. So what I want to do is to unlock the charge port if the car is charging, because every time I go to the car, I have to, like, when I go close to the car unlocks automatically, so I can just step in. But if it's charging, I need to either put up my phone and like fiddle with the app, and then the app will say like, I'm waking up your car, and that can take everything from like 5 seconds to maybe roughly a minute. And when that minute has passed, I can click on unlock charge port, and then that will unlock the charge port. But if I do that before I go out, then it will only stay unlocked for like a minute or two, and then it will lock it again. So if I get delayed on my way to the car, it doesn't stay unlocked, which is maybe a first world problem, but I still find it annoying. And also I want my API or my automation to check the temperature outside of the car and inside of the car. And if the temperature outside is really cold, I want to turn on defrost mode. So maximum heating the battery, heating the cabin, heating the windows, and heating all the seats. And I want that to continuously monitor the temperature in the car. So when the temperature hits like a fairly high temperature, I want to turn off the max heating, and I will just put it on some kind of comfort heating. Because so I have a small daughter, and sometimes when we leave the house, but putting like all the clothes on and getting all the stuff you need and getting everything ready, some days it takes like a few minutes, some days it takes a lot longer. And the heater is on, I think it's 6 kilowatts for the cabin heater, and another 3.5 kilowatts for the battery heater, which means I'm consuming 9.5 kilowatts per hour. And that's like, I don't know, driving for fairly long distance, probably 40 or 50 kilometers. So I feel like every time I plan on going out with a car, and then I start to defrost and start warming things up, and then I get delayed, I waste like 3-5% of my battery. And yeah, that just feels like a waste. And then I go out to a car which is fully defrosted and like 40 degrees hot, so I have to like put the windows down to cool it down before I can drive. So that just feels like a lot of waste. So I want my automation to like keep track of the temperature in the car, make it fairly hot inside the car quite fast, and then go down on the heating effect and just keep it on a comfortable level for like maybe 20 minutes. And as soon as it detects that I'm in the car, because there's a detect if someone is inside the car. It's not perfect, but so I have this wait for user presence. And if I do a get Tesla vehicle state, there is is user present. So I can call this, and then I can wait for like a minute and or 10 minutes or whatever, and see if I get the user present. So if as soon as someone opens the door and steps into the car, I want the whole automation to just say, okay, I'm done, you can take over from here. But if no one enters the car within like 20 minutes, I want to turn off all my automation and turn off all my heating and everything, because that probably means that I didn't make it to the car and something else happened, and there is no really point in just wasting a lot of electricity in keeping the car warm. And if I get there like another 10-15 minutes later, the car will probably be fairly warm, and most importantly, it won't have any ice on the windows. So that's the whole point. And same thing goes for hot days, like the 1 or 2 hot days we have in Sweden every year. Then I want the car to know that it's hot outside and it's hot in the car. So whenever I do like launch button or like get ready button, it should cool down the car to a decent temperature and just keep it at that for like 20 minutes. And that's like, yeah, that's my end goal with this whole thing. If I get everything working, and if I manage to learn enough Python or C++ to program the small computer chip and make all that work, then maybe I'll go and do like a logger. So have my API call my Tesla every minute and just see how much battery do you have, where are you, how fast are you going, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to make everything with PowerShell because why not? PowerShell is a fairly competent and fun language. Maybe someone can get inspired and like it. So where were we? We had the GUI settings implemented. Let's go back to the, so we have vehicle state. I think we have, yep, that's implemented. We have vehicle config, I think, yep. Mobile enabled. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need that one. Nearby charging sites. That's kind of cool, but yeah, no. I think we can wait for that one. We have a wake. That's the wake up one. We're already using that one. We have a honk horn and a flashlight. I think that is Invoke Tesla horn and light flash. Yep, those are implemented. We have a remote start. Don't think I implemented that actually. And I don't think I need it. So if I remember, yeah, exactly. Edison sucks. If I remember correctly, and it seems like I do, so if you call remote start drive, then you have to supply your password into the, so I'm authenticating with my access token here, and then I also have to supply my password. And if I do that, the car will be startable for, I think it's 2 minutes. So it's basically the same thing that happens in the app. So if I forgot my phone or I'm out of battery and I don't have my key card with me, I can call my wife and say, hey, can you please start the car? And then she can open the app and hit start car and type the super long random password and then hit start. And if she does that, then the car will, like, if I get into the car and put the gear into drive, then it will do that without asking for like authorization or key card or anything. Wham bam, Riese, hi. Whoa, there's a lot of people here. Welcome everybody. We're doing some Tesla automation with PowerShell. Super fun, I think. Cool. Welcome Moonradar and Fox something and XMD. Awesome. Welcome to all of you. Yeah, that's the remote start. We are looking at the unofficial Tesla API and we are just comparing what we've implemented and what we need to do. So there's the remote start. Just concluded, we don't need that one. And we are getting a lot of follows also. Thank you, Nano something. Asked me to give a shot. Reeser and not Mr. Biggs 45. Yeah. So I'm writing PowerShell here. This is a PowerShell module, so the point is that you should be able to download this and load it into your computer. If you have Windows, you already have PowerShell, so you can just run it. If you don't have Windows, you're running Linux or Mac, you can install PowerShell, and then you can import the module into PowerShell, and you can do almost anything you can do with the Tesla app with this PowerShell module. So that's kind of cool. We have a home link. So I don't have home link on my car, so I'm probably gonna wait with implementing that. I think we have the speed limit. No, we don't have a speed limit implemented. Even more followers. Tech Type, Twitch, welcome. And Soren Thrush something. Thanks for the follow. And Eager Mandrill, thank you. Pride Fulo, awesome. And what in K? I know you from the Discord. Awesome. So no, the Tesla. This is not a Tesla app. This is a PowerShell module, and it's cross-platform. So it's a command line interface. It looks like this, and once I'm connected to once I have signed in and got an auth token, so I can do like connect Tesla and give it a credential object. In PowerShell, I can create a credential object by doing get credential. So I do like $credential equals get credential, and that will ask me for a username and a password. And once I do that, I have my credentials saved in here. So if that were my actual username and password for the Tesla API, I could do connect Tesla dash credential $credential and hit enter, and that would connect me to Tesla. I'm already connected, so that's not needed. And then I can do like get Tesla vehicle, and that will show me all the Tesla vehicles that I have on my account. I only have one, so it only shows one. And then I can do all these things on the left here, like get the climate, get the location, get the drive state, get QE settings, honk the horn, flick the lights, move the sunroof, unlock the doors, open the charge port, close the charge port, control the temperature in the car, and all that. Yeah, and I'm not writing for Tesla. I'm just writing a PowerShell module so that I can do everything that the Tesla app can do in my phone with my computer. And the end game here is to put up some automation so that I can schedule automatic events. So I can like turn on heater, turn off heater, track where my car is, maybe do some cool stuff. All right, so let's get back here. We have a speed limit command. I haven't implemented that. Speed limit is kind of boring, so let's not do that. We have a valet mode. I think I have that. Yeah. So here we can do start valet mode and give it a pin. Give it a pin, and that will restrict the car to drive carefully, basically. And if I want to unlock it, I can do turn off valet mode in the car, and that. Whoa, that's a lot of follows. Thank you very much. I have. Oh yeah, that's a lot of bots, and I don't know. Oh well. We'll see if we'll have to clean that up later. Oh well. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I can start the valet mode. I can also stop valet mode, and then I have to give the same pin, obviously, so I can stop it from here, or I can stop it from inside the car as long as I have the pin that I chose. Oh, we have a sentry. This didn't exist before, I think. We don't have it. We need to control sentry mode because I need to turn it on so I can get wham bam more videos. Let's do this. We need a start and a stop, and so last time I had something like this, it was for the defrosts. Yeah, let's just copy this one, take the copy, rename it, start Tesla sentry mode. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the followers. I have no idea. Start Tesla sentry mode. We still only need one parameter. It's an ID of our vehicle, and if we don't get that one, we will get it from the cached settings if we have selected a Tesla vehicle. If we don't have find vehicle, we will just say this doesn't work, you need to use select Tesla vehicle to select the vehicle. And then we don't need to do this anymore, and we don't need to do that so far. And then we're just gonna go up to this one and say we need a fragment, and this one. Sunstruck Moon, thank you for following. And all the other ones of you who are actually real persons. And tech type, Mac version or Windows only. So this is PowerShell, and PowerShell runs on Macintosh, it runs on Linux, and it runs on Windows. So you should be able to use this on all platforms. And my plan is to run this on a Linux server in Azure, so I can have a lot of scripts or scenarios built up, because like if I want to start something from my watch or from my phone, today I need to start the app, wait for the app to sign in, and then wait for the app to wake up the car, and then I can click on the app and then do something, and then click on the app again, and it's a fairly long and tedious process. So this is going to be like have a script that does all that, and I can just push a button and say do scenario whatever, and it will just do it for me and keep that going for a fairly long amount of time. So sentry mode, this is going to be good. /API/1/vehicle/ID/command set sentry mode. So let's just take that part and do this. Thank you TechType for thinking it's cool. Hope you like it, and I'm going to commit all this code to GitHub. You have my up there in the middle, my GitHub username. The repository is called My Tesla, and I haven't pushed any code in a while since I streamed last time. Let's do GitHub Tesla. Still allows the typist. So this is the repository. It was a long time since I streamed last time, but now we're up and going again, and I'm going to try to keep this up like every Monday, hopefully, for a while. So I'm going to update this, and I'm going to push the old code here, and this is where you can download it. I'm also going to publish it to the PowerShell gallery, So there is something called the PowerShell gallery. This one. And you will be able to find my Tesla here in the future, like next week. And once I release it here, it's actually uploaded here, but it's not released. Then you can just do install module my Tesla like this. And if you do install module, it will just download and install the module for you, and you don't need to do GitHub or anything else. All that will work like in a week or so, maybe 2, we'll see. Time is the constraint. So Invoke, was it a get method? I don't think it was. I think it was a put method. Where's my documentation? We should do a post. So let's do post. We need to authenticate, and we need to wake up before. Can you trigger the laces? Yeah, so this is, well, this is not triggering the lasers, but this is enabling the lasers. And if someone walks up to the car while they're enabled, it'll trigger the lasers. If that is what you mean, Lisa. Enable is not equal to trigger. Yes, you're correct. I wonder. So sentry mode recording is triggered by movement in front of the camera, and I can enable the sentry mode, and I can flash my own lights, and flashing the lights potentially should change the visual image of the that the camera is seeing. So in theory I could turn on sentry mode and flash the lights, and hopefully that the light flash would trigger sentry mode. We have to try that. I can't do that right now though, because I can't see the car. So yeah, needs to be yes, that needs to be tested, definitely. I will get back to you on that one. Set sentry mode method post, and we need a body of some kind. I don't want to do something wrong, so I'm just gonna take some inspiration from here. Oh, that was easy. Almost think I've planned this to be easy. What's the body? The body is on, and it should be true or false. On equals, and this is the start, so that should be true, right? And of course we need to use it here. Body. So this calls my Invoke Tesla API function. I give it a fragment, like where in the API should we go. We say we should post a message. We should give it a body, like a message. And this is the message. Turn on. We say we need to be authenticated before we do that. So please apply my authentication token. And also I need a car to be woken up or online before I could talk to it. And then we just write out the response. That should hopefully work. Maybe. Let's try. So I'm re-importing the module, and I'm importing my Tesla context. So I'm again signed in and connected. 2 more serious question. Can you make automatic backups to a OneDrive when the Tesla gets home from the cams? Yeah, well, you can. So yes and no. I cannot get any data from my USB drive in the car through the Tesla API. So what a few people, there is a Raspberry Pi that you can connect to your, so in your car you have a USB port and you connect a thumb drive or a USB hard drive to that port. There is actually a project where you can have a Raspberry Pi to act as a thumb drive or identify itself as a thumb drive. So you can connect the Raspberry Pi to your USB port in the car, and the car will think you're connecting a hard drive, and then you connect a hard drive to your Raspberry Pi, if I understood that correctly, and then the Raspberry Pi has a software on it that detects if you are connected to your home Wi-Fi, and if you're connected to your home Wi-Fi, it will upload all your videos to a NAS or some storage. So you can, but you kind of have to build it yourself or use something that someone built. I haven't had the opportunity to test it. I have a Raspberry Pi, but I live in a, I don't even know what to call that, but in an apartment kind of like house where I can't really drive my car close enough to the house to get Wi-Fi coverage. So wouldn't work. No, API does not expose everything. It only exposes like the things you can do with a mobile app. Random question: how would you approach giving a 2 weeks notice after getting promoted, taking on a new role? I read in your work with a new manager. So, Hepta, I'm sorry. I don't think I can give you career advice. Right now, but yeah. Maybe someone in the chat is willing to discuss careers. So yep, we did that and we imported it and we need to try it out. So there should be a start Tesla Sentry. There is not the start Tesla Sentry mode. That's because I didn't rename it. So Tesla Sentry mode. Oh well. Let's import it again and see if we get a start. Tesla Sentry mode. Vehicle unavailable. Again. Resume Tesla vehicle. Wait. So this will wake up my car and wait for it to come online. Just trying to read up in the chat. You guys are talking a lot. That's really fun. Awesome. Yep, so now the car is awake and we should be able to do a start sentry mode again and see what happens. Result true. So I guess sentry mode should be active. Oh, you can actually see that in the app now. Awesome. I missed that. So let me show you the app. I think I have my phone maybe here. Let me just loading. There we go. And that's my Tesla app. So this is a screen of my phone. As I told you before, I don't have Wi-Fi so, on my parking lot, so I kind of have to go out with my phone and do a Wi-Fi sharing. I haven't got this latest software yet. Kind of embarrassing, but I'll get it going someday. So here I can activate. So let's deactivate center mode. And then let's start center mode again. And without me touching anything, center mode turns on in the app. How cool is that? Awesome. So then obviously we need something to stop center mode. Not that you want to stop center mode, but I guess it makes sense to have the option. Stop Tesla sentry mode. Let's call that stop Tesla sentry mode. And we should just do false here, and it should be the same thing. So if I go back to my PowerShell and my app, sentry mode is running. We need to import the module again, and let's do stop Tesla sentry mode. Ta-da! Haha. One of the first stream programmers who don't copy everything off Google. Oh, thanks for the follow, practical observation. Yeah, so the beard on the profile picture has a story on its own. When COVID struck, I stopped shaving for a few months, and then I did my first stream, and I looked like on the profile picture. But on my profile picture, I had an old work profile picture, which was me 8 years ago, really clean shaven, and someone tweeted saying like, this is what I expected and this is what I got. So I had to change my profile picture to what he got to kind of live up to expectations or something. But then I shaved my beard, so now now I'm back to breaking expectations again. Life is full of disappointments, isn't it? Let's go back to the documentation. So that's the sentry mode. I think we have the doors done. Yeah, sound effects. I just got them. I'm not a DJ, so the whole sound effect thing is a little bit new to me, but I'm working on it. I kicked off my first one. Door unlock and door lock. I think I do have that. Lock Tesla door. Yep. We do have actuate trunk, open Tesla trunk, and we have a which trunk? Which trunk? Front or rear? There's so much followers. Thank you all of you that are real, and well, I guess the others, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Window control. I think we have implemented window control. Let's see. Open. Don't see window. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff I didn't want to see. We have not implemented window control. Of course we need window control. Controls the windows. Will vent or close all windows simultaneously. Okay, we can do that. Oh, so I need I need to supply a command like saying vent or close the windows, and then I need to supply a latitude and longitude. For vent, So I can't close the windows unless I claim to be close to the car. Makes sense. Add a sound so when sentry mode activates, it plays a random sound effect so the Tesla lasers aren't the only. Yeah, that would be really cool. Oh, and thank you, Bjompen, for following also. Awesome. How do you connect the Tesla to the program? Yeah, so TechType Twitch. I showed that a while ago, but in PowerShell you can create a credential object. So I have like a credential object. And there's a command for that. So I can do $credential equals get credential. That will ask me for username and password and save that into a semi-obfuscating credential thingy. So I just like enter my Tesla username, I enter my Tesla password, and then I do connect Tesla and do like this. And this will send in my username and password to Tesla, and it will give back to give him back an authentication token. That token is valid for 45 days, and it can be used for anything except for starting the car. So you can unlock the car, lock the car, control a lot of stuff, like basically do anything you can do in the mobile app. And that's how you connect. So, and then I do export Tesla context. So if I do this, I will export the whole Tesla configuration, like my connection and my tokens and my car ID and whatnot, into a file on disk. And then when next time I start PowerShell, I can just import the module and do import Tesla context. And that's what I'm doing here. Each time I re-import the module, I get disconnected. So then I have to import the context, and that will just import the authentication token again. So I started PowerShell tutorial yesterday, and you are doing coding stream. It's quite, yeah, that's kind of cool. Welcome to PowerShell. What? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. That's awesome. Welcome to the PowerShell world. I hope you like it, and don't hesitate if you have any questions. You're not that old, Compan. Oh, you're watching on your phone and you can't see it clearly. Yeah, I'm trying to use large letters and stuff, so it should be easy to see on the phone, because I only ever watch Twitch on my phone also, and I really don't enjoy it when people do coding streams and everything is like tiny teeny and I can't see anything. Yeah, this is how you connect, and this is how you use it. The whole code window here is Windows Terminal. It's a terminal program that you can use to run like Bash or PowerShell or CMD or whatever you want in Windows. And this coding program is called Visual Studio Code. That's the program I use for programming. Yep, so that was the window control. Yeah, I'm a bit torn if we should implement. I'm not sure if I want to automate moving my windows when I'm away from the car. It kind of feels, maybe it makes sense if it's really hot outside and I want to like put on vent. But on the other hand, it could be raining outside, and then I just will, or even worse, snowing, and I will get a lot of snow and wet stuff in my car. I don't want that. Let's skip the window part. Sunroof, I think the sunroof is implemented, but I don't have a sunroof, so I don't really care. But if anyone has a Tesla with a sunroof, feel free to try it out. Charge port, we have that one going. I think we have a start Tesla charging. Yep, we do. And we have a charge stop. That one we're gonna need for the takeoff script later on. Charge standard. Yeah, we have the charge limit. It's this one. And we can do it. We can set it to standard max or a limit %. So this one is the one that tells the car how much it should charge the battery. See if I can get basically this slider here. Climate, I think all the climate parts are implemented. So not many will use the sunroof. No, I don't think many will use the sunroof feature, especially when you can't see your car. Like if you can see your car from your computer, I guess it's okay, but I wouldn't open the sunroof if I had one from where I can't see the car. Like, what if it's raining or whatever? I know there's a lot of people that don't have sunroof. I only think sunroofs are on like the early Model S, but I'm not sure. We have auto conditioning. I think I have that implemented. Like I called it start HVAC. Yeah. So does anyone have a better name for this? Like maybe start Tesla climate? In Sweden we solved the sunroof problem by not having sun. Yeah, that's living in Sweden. Although I used to live in Ireland and that's even worse. So we're actually quite not that bad off, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rename this. I think I'm gonna call it Start Tesla Climate, because in the app it says turn on climate and turn off climate. So Start Tesla Climate makes sense to me. Climate. And there should be a stop Tesla climate here. Like that. And we should call that climate. Stop the climate. Very good. Or at least the climate change. Oh, they don't have any loaner cars while you change the roof. Or is it the back screen that you had broken? The window. Start Tesla Aircon. Yeah, that's a good climate. Aircon. I'm torn. I think I'll keep the climate for now. Maybe I'll change again. We'll see. It's so nice streaming with a lot of people talking in the chat. Thank you very much. So fun. I usually just did this more or less by myself. Auto conditioning stop. We have set temps, driver and passenger temp. I think I have that. Set Tesla temperature. Yep. That should be working. Tesla Air, go whoosh. I'm in favor. I might add an alias for you, Bjompen. Yeah, Twitch is like coding when anyone is watching is actually really helpful. Set preconditioning max. I think we have a max in here. I think I call that start defrost. Yep. Remote seat heater requests. Yeah, these are the weird numbers that I told you about in the beginning of the stream. I can never keep this in my head. So I just wrote a small class for it, or an enum. I think we have like a set seat heaters. Yeah. So you just basically do set Tesla seat heater and give the seat in a level like this. Seat, and I can choose which seat. Let's say I want the driver's seat and I want the level, whoops, and the level can be oh, so that's interesting. The level could be 0, 1, 2 or 3. I should probably add a validate set in here. So these are called validators, and this is how I define parameters in PowerShell. So if I create a function and I want input parameters, I can do this. I do $something, and then that creates a parameter, and then I can add metadata on that parameter here. So in here I say that this parameter is mandatory, meaning you need to use the parameter. I do a validate range, meaning that if the parameter has a value that is between 0 and 3, it's okay. If it's outside of that range, it will say that's an invalid range. Sorry, you have to try again. But then I can use validate sets. I wonder if I can do 0, 1, 2, 3, because these are actually the only valid values that I can give. And that should give me auto-completion, so I can just tab between them. And that will make it a lot easier for my old brain. So let's just clear the screen and do the import command again. So import my module, load it again, import my Tesla context, and then do set Tesla seat heater seat driver not ID level. So much better. Cabin comfort remote setting not enabled. Cabin comfort. I haven't seen that one before. Interesting. Am I calming? Yeah, thank you, I guess. I hope I won't make you fall asleep, or if you're about to sleep, I hope I do. Where are we? This was weird. Cabin comfort remote setting not enabled. Oh yeah, that's probably because my climate is off. Start Tesla climate. Or let's see, take what you're saying. I'm actually. Could you add a default param value, or is that not allowed in menu? So technically, you can add a default parameter value to a mandatory parameter, but since mandatory means that you have to supply a value, the default value would never be used, because the default value is only used if you don't supply a value, and you need to supply a value. So yeah, purely technically you can set the default value on a mandatory parameter, but it's not gonna work. Do you have to, yeah, exactly. Turn on climate first. Let's try that. Yay! That worked. And that's to open the app. Climate is on, driver's seat level 3. And we should see, yes, it's working. Awesome, doing progress. I think I have a progress sound effect. Woohoo! Was that really low? Effect were low. Yeah, we should do something about that. Where is the effect thingy? Effect. I think it's this one. Let's try that again. I hope I won't make you all deaf. I think that was better, right? Oh, I got track. Perfect, thank you, Lisa. I'm new to this whole sound thing, you know. But I'm learning and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So that one, let's do stop Tesla climate before I run out of battery. And that stops it all. Awesome. And here we're back at the documentation. We have a remote steering wheel. I don't have a steering wheel heater in my car. That's sad. I would like a steering wheel heater, but of course we need to add support for steering wheel heaters for all those lucky ones that actually have a steering wheel heater. It's a basic on-off retrofit. Yeah, I'm not sure if they sell it or offer retrofits, because I think that there is no like real cable to connect it to, and if there is no cable, they don't really support retrofits. But yeah, maybe I could, or at least I can ask nicely. This should be like a traditional start sentry mode. Let's steal that part and rename it. I already forgot what I was doing. Start Tesla should be steering wheel heater. That's a long command. Steering wheel heat. Remote steering wheel heater request. Yeah, that should do it. And then we need this part. Tesla heat steering. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Or is Tesla steering heat? Yeah. I'll think about that for a while. On true, that should be all. And it was... Yeah. And then we do the same thing again, but we do a stop Tesla steering wheel heater copy. There we go. And we do a stop. And we need to do false. That should work. Sadly, I can't try it out. THS in short, maybe. Yeah, so the cool thing with PowerShell is that it has great command auto completion. So I could do like stop T something and it will just do like stop, and I can just tab through all the stop stuff. Or I could do Tesla V in valid mode. And there is a plugin that makes you like only write the capitals. So you could do like stop dash TC tab, and that should do stop Tesla climate. I don't have that enabled on my machine because I find it annoying, but if you like that kind of thing, it's there is a feature for that you can just enable, and you can do like set TSH, and that would be like set Tesla seat heater. So we don't need to really implement any short names by ourselves. That's the heater request, and we're done. Let's go down to media. Aliases too. Yeah, so there are aliases. Usually as a module author, I don't register a lot of aliases. But if you use my module and you want to create your own aliases for whatever command, you're free to do so, which is also a very cool thing with PowerShell. I could do set alias and then say my alias should be STC for whatever, stop Tesla climate. And then I say value is stop Tesla climate. And if I do that and just do STC, it will run stop Tesla climate. And then everyone can set their own aliases however they want. The downside of this is that you need to set them each time you restart PowerShell. The upside is that there is something called a profile. So we have an automatic variable called $profile. And if we open that in Notepad like this, and I don't have a profile set, so it asks if I want to create one. I can create one, and then I can just put any command in here, and that will execute every time I start PowerShell. So yeah, you can put whatever configuration you want in there. Heated gas and brake pad. Yeah. I'm not sure if we need heated pedals. Where I live, we wear shoes. But yeah, sure, that might be cool. Maybe you can invent some heated pedals, and that way you can drive your car when you wear socks or want to get more comfortable. Yeah, sure, maybe. Also, aliases can overlap, so we gotta pay attention. Better not have. Yeah, I'm definitely with you. What? Is that how you pronounce your name? Yeah, I'm with you. Aliases can collide and they make life hard. And one of the best reasons to use aliases, one of the best reasons to use PowerShell instead of some other wonky shell is that most PowerShell commands are really easy to understand and descriptive. So if I show PowerShell code for someone that don't know PowerShell, they can usually figure out what's going on. And I really like that. So I try to be as verbose and clear as I can in my code. Be what or bot or bot. All right, I'll just call you bot. Media toggle playback next track. Yeah, so I haven't implemented any of these yet, and I'm not too keen in doing it, but maybe we should put that something on the future. Sharing. This might be interesting, actually. We can use this to set the navigation targets. How about the Rickroll? Yeah, no. But yeah, that would be cool. Rickroll commands I could send if I get the hold of anyone's API token, or I lend my car to someone and they put it in park, I could potentially start a Rickroll. That would be cool. Heated armrest. Yeah, sure. Heat all the things. I live in a cold climate. I like heat. I'm not sure how I want this implemented, so I'm actually gonna give that some time to mature. Because this whole like building the text part, it has to be documented and easy to use somehow. So I need to think about that. Software updates. Yeah, that's another thing I don't want to do automatically, I think. So we're gonna leave that. And there is no calendar commands. Awesome. And we don't have to heat the insert car accessory. Yeah, sure. Eat all the things. Drive south. Yeah, I should probably drive south, but I like living here. It's just a bit cold sometimes. I think that's good. I think I'm happy. I got the most of the things. I need some media controls, maybe some location sharing. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm happy. So let's see if we can build this to a fancy module and put stuff on GitHub. Oh, that's a lot of changes, and also I have a lot of... I don't even know where to start. So much changes. Let's copy the path to the source path and whoops. There we go. I'm on the main branch. I have 14 added files. This is not how you're supposed to be working with Git. Let's see. These are already staged because I staged them yesterday, and these are stuff. So let's stage git add anything in the public folder. Need to sleep now. Yeah, almost me too. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a good time. Hope I'll see you again. I'll try to stream next Monday again. There's also a private git add private star. Alright, there's a lot of commands added. We have a prefix code that needs to be added as well. Deleted file. Yeah, let's add the deletion too. There we go. Git, whoops, git commit. We need a message, and let's call them updated auth. So usually you do a commit like for every change, and this time I had like a whole bunch of changes. Just make sure I only have one. That should be enough. Git push. Too many. Yeah, that's too many. I know. I'm embarrassed. But yeah, what can you do? Could have did git add one file and commit. Yeah, I could have, but it's 11. No, it's 10:47. It's almost 11 p.m. here. I've had a long day and I'm really tired, and I just want to get this code out there so I won't lose it if my computer breaks down. So here you can see, committed 1 minute ago. If you want to use this, you can just browse to this address. Might be able to post it in the chat. It was awesome. So you can browse here. You can do code and download zip if you don't have Git or don't care about Git. If you download your zip, there we go. You can open it, and that contains a folder. You need to rename. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, if you extract that and then take the path to this PSD1, you can do import module and then the whole path to the PSD1. And that way you can try this out this week. I will package this all up to a nice and fancy packaged module, and I will publish this on the PowerShell gallery, so you can just do install module my Tesla really soon, like this or next week-ish soon, I hope. Try it out, let me know, and especially think about if you have any scenarios where you would like to automate Tesla, or any ideas for how I should automate my Tesla. I have an idea to write an orchestration that will manage like warming up or cooling down the Tesla when I want to go, when I want to leave, so it can have a good temperature when I get out of the car. But whatever else you can think of, please come back next Monday and give me some ideas. Or you can go to the GitHub page and you can click on issues here. Stereo module for the wall charger. Oh, I'm so bad. I should have answered this a long time ago. it's not. I'll answer that when I'm signed in. You can click here and you can create a new issue and you can ask a question or post an idea or whatever. I promise I will be better at answering this. If I can send a link to the documentation, absolutely. It should be here somewhere. It's here. Sorry, I have too many browsers open. So this is not the official documentation. So this is just someone reverse engineering what the mobile app is doing, and then he writes his own documentation. Super helpful. Here is a link. Yeah, it's great basically, and community managed. This is also managed on GitHub, so you can do like github.com/timdor, I think it is. Yep, there he is. And he has like a Tesla API, so he has a Ruby gem, like my PowerShell module, but for Ruby. And I also think he has the documentation here somewhere. Awesome job, and I'm so grateful because I would not like to do all that by myself. I can just cheat and use whatever he's done. And that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for coming and chatting with me and supporting me in building this module. Next week we'll try to get some actual automation going. And if I have time, I'll try to complete the MFA authentication parts off stream, because I always manage to show my password or my API token or something when I work with those. So I'm just not going. Multimedia things next week. Yeah, we should probably do the multimedia things and the navigation. And once that's done, we're gonna do some automation. We're gonna build an Azure function, and we're gonna have all this code running in a serverless function in Azure. Maybe sometime far in the future, I'm going to build an actual physical button that I can press, which will connect to my Wi-Fi and call my function in Azure and start the heater on my car. So I can just press the button and then go to the car, and then everything will be heated or cold or whatever the temperature is outside. And maybe it will also send some navigation suggestions. That would be cool. So if I'm leaving home at early in the morning, it should navigate to... I almost forgot where I'm supposed to navigate to early in the morning. I haven't really left this house for almost a year. Linus wants to know your location. I don't think I got that one. I'm in Sweden. Stockholm. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm signing off. Yeah. Have a great night, and thank you for showing up. Hope I'll see you back here again soon. Bye bye.